What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to episode 3 of Jet Lag, a New York Jets podcast hosted by myself, Matt Kelm, and let's get started. All right, guys, welcome back to episode 3. This is a post-week 13 kind of post-game reaction for the Jets versus Seahawks game. We have a lot to talk about, but let me address the elephant in the room. I dislocated my shoulder for the third time. Not good. I was playing touch football with my friends Black Friday after Thanksgiving. We usually play Thursday morning before everyone spends time with their family. And went to go for a tackle, reached out, just totally momentum took my arm backwards and it popped out. Had one of my buddies take me to the hospital, and they put it back in, and now I probably will have to do physical therapy and recovery for the next month or two, and maybe surgery. We'll see. Hopefully not. But let's dive into the topic at hand. The Jets, sadly, they stink. What a game. I mean, the first quarter was very promising. I don't know where it went wrong. I do know where a couple things went wrong. You could kind of tell when this game turned, and I'll get into that. There was one particular play that I'll get into where this game actually, right from that point is where I knew we were screwed. So let me just pull up a little overview. Yeah, so first quarter, Aaron Rodgers, touchdown pass to Devontae Adams. It was a beauty ball. Nice drive, 11 plays, 70 yards. 6-minute time of possession. You can't really ask for much. Looked like a great drive. Looked like the offense was buzzing. And then they missed the extra point. Per usual, when everything is going well. Just when you think everything's going well, they always find a way to mess it up. And then they go back down and get the ball back. They score again. It's 14-0 after the first quarter. And at this point, I'm sitting on my couch in this sling with pajamas on, and I'm like, they don't look terrible right now. They actually look like a competent football team. And one thing I do have to say, I'm going to say it right now, Aaron Rodgers, I don't know if it's by play design or if it's just him making checks at the line and telling his receivers, either Garrett or Devontae, but they love throwing that go ball down the sideline where it's literally, that's the play. It's one-on-one, my guy's better than yours. And yeah, like, Devontae and Garrett are probably better than most corners in the league, but you're not going to win that one-on-one ball every time. I don't like it. They run the most go balls, it feels like, in the NFL. That might be, if anyone can confirm that might be a fact. But it's, why do a 50-50 ball when you could draw up a play and have a 60-40 chance of gaining 5 yards instead of 50-50 or 70-30 of gaining like 5 to 6 yards or 4 to 6 yards than a 50-50 ball that's like a 20-yard gain or more? You have your opportunities to take those shots, and there are right opportunities where you can take those shots, and it does work out. We saw a couple times this game. I think he hit, I don't know if it was one of the other, Garrett or Devontae, but he hit them in stride and like they go out of bounds. But it was a pretty ball. I think it was Tay on the right sideline when they were going towards the left. But yeah. But then it all came crashing down. The Seahawks drive down the field, second quarter, touchdown. That makes it 14-7. And, yeah, 14-7, you're like, all right, here we go. They're going to come back to life. The defense also hasn't been playing very well of late. I'm going to say again, the defense, it feels like Geno Smith had so much time at some points during the game. He hit JSN a few times for a big gain. He hit DK for a couple big gainers. And it just seemed like one of the times they actually, I think it was Will McDonald, he had a pretty decent game. They sacked him, but it was a coverage sack. Like, they took forever. And it was like 5 seconds, Geno's standing back there waiting to make a decision. It felt like that was happening way too many times. It's just, this D-line, it was the strength last year. And then you lose these big guys like Quentin Jefferson. You lose what is it, Al Woods. You lose JFM. I think the defense and the front office really took advantage of what we had at the D line, as to where now it's like one of our biggest weaknesses, right? We're not getting any pressure. Will McDonald was kind of dormant the past couple weeks, but now he just exploded for a couple more sacks. I think he's at 10 right now. I'll fact check that later. But yeah, he's got 10 sacks. I think 9 or 10, which is a cool statistic for him. Everyone was kind of hating on that pick, saying we should have went tackle. Especially, I mean, I didn't really like the pick. I didn't love it. But now we're here, and he's being somewhat successful in his second season. Hassan Reddick, he might be generating some pressure, but he's been pretty dormant, I feel, overall. But yeah, after the Seahawks go down, they score Kenny Nwangu, who they just picked up, I think. I forget who they like sent to the practice squad or designated someone for IR. But Kenny Nwangu returns a kick, just earned himself a roster spot, I think, today. What a kick return. That's the first time they scored on special teams. And I think when you score on special teams, when you make a big play like block a kick, block a punt, or return a kick, any play like that, it drastically improves your chances to win the game. And they had an opportunity going up 21-7. You're in the red zone. And Aaron Rodgers just didn't see Leonard Williams, of course. And Leonard Williams houses it for 92 yards. And that was the turning point. I'll pop up on the screen a video of that ball. They were on I think it was like the 7 or 10. And the play right before Leonard Williams houses that pick six. Of course it had to be Leonard Williams, right? That's how it goes with this team. Garrett Wilson runs like a little sluggo route, or not even a slant, and then he kind of fakes the slant and then releases. There's no one within 5 yards of him, and Aaron Rodgers just misses him. And I'll get into Aaron Rodgers later, but yeah, they just totally didn't seize that opportunity. Garrett Wilson was wide open. He's probably never going to be that open the rest of the year. Let's be honest. And next play, he throws a pick six. Didn't see him. Kind of shades of Minnesota when he didn't see Andrew Van Ginkel, and kind of that did the same thing. It kind of drained the whole energy out of the game. There's probably zero fans that were really expecting Leonard Williams to intercept Aaron Rodgers in the red zone. Aaron Rodgers never throws red zone picks, but he's wearing a Jet uniform now, so we have to get used to that. So yeah, now it's 21-7. You have a chance to go up 21-8, but instead it's 21-13. Even if they went up 24-7, you would have been in striking distance still. But yeah, they score. They missed the extra point. This game was like drunk. I'm not even going to lie. This game, you were getting turnover after turnover, fumble and pick six, big play, kick returns. It was crazy. The game was drunk. It was nuts. But yeah, it's 21-13. They kick a field goal. The Seahawks kick a field goal. It's 21-16 now at half. And you're sitting there like, they were just up 14-0 a quarter ago, and now they cut the deficit to 5. You kind of figured this was coming. Nothing really happened in the third quarter, no scoring. And then the offense just went quiet. I feel like this isn't the first time it happened, but the offense just shut down in the second half. It's either the offense or defense that doesn't show up in the second half, and it's really killing this team. It's killing the momentum. They're not making any adjustment, it seems. Like, do what you did that first drive. I think they punted 3-and-out first drive. But the second drive, they went at 6 plays, 70 yards. Figure out what was working. Breece Hall hasn't had over, I think, like 12 carries in several weeks. But now Seahawks in the fourth quarter kick a field goal. It's 21-19. Charbonnet rushes 25-21 fourth quarter. 26-21, extra point, whatever. 26-21. And this guy, Aaron Rodgers, yet again, has another chance to go down and either kick a field goal or score a touchdown to win the game. And I'll pop something on the screen. Connor Hughes tweeted, I think it was after the game, 5 times Aaron Rodgers had the ball in his hands with a chance to win with a drive. And the Jets are 0-5 in that game. What's really frustrating is you you wanted Aaron Rodgers for situations like that, and they refused to capitalize. That last drive was horrible. Considering their last drive and the Seahawks last drive was Jets could not stop committing penalties. I want to say they had 4, 5, or 6 penalties, but there was like a PI. DJ Reed tweeted something after the game. He was like, F them refs, they should be ashamed. It's never ending with this team. They always shoot themselves in the foot. It seems like if they even cut down the amount of times they shot themselves in the foot, they probably would have 3 extra wins on the season. They probably would be staring at a 6-6 record, or like a 5-7, 7-5. Let's be real. If they didn't shoot themselves in the foot, and ultimately that comes down to coaching. Like, these players are making mistakes, but these coaches have to hold these players accountable. And yeah, like, that's what it's necessarily coming down to this season. We see like Robert Saleh. Jets were 2-3 with Robert Saleh, and now their record, they have 1 win under Ulbrich. So obviously that wasn't the right move at the time. They're losers of like one. They're winners of 1 of their last like 8 games. They don't win anymore. But as I was saying, Seahawks last drive, they fulfilled with penalties. I swear it was like 3rd down and like 6, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 10, even 4th down. The Jets committed penalties on all like 3 or 4 of those plays, and it was like automatic first down, automatic first down, automatic first down. I couldn't believe what my eyes were seeing. I mean, I'm not even surprised at this point. It was just kind of dog shit that last drive, and then they had another chance. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers had another chance to drive down the field and win the game. He like takes a sack, which I feel like I've watched that like 4 times this year. He takes a sack the last drive, and then he's launching one up. Nothing. And it is what it is. That was the game. It was just... That game probably was what it is like every season being a Jet fan. It's 365 days for every Jet fan. The draft is like the draft and offseason are like those first quarter or 2 when you're up 14 and you're like, all right, you get your hopes up, and the season rolls around. Seahawks come back. That pick 6 is like week 2 when you lose to whoever, and then it's just downhill from there. You're 3-9 now. Yeah, that's where we are right now. They really are bad. They're horrible. What a lost season this has been. But yeah, let's go into some stats. Let's read them off. I'll confirm that Will McDonald's sack stat. Aaron Rodgers was 21 of 39, 185, 2 touchdowns. And this is when I'll get into Aaron Rodgers. So my opinion on him is he's still a decent quarterback, but he's missing the throws that he used to make in Green Bay that were why he was Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? Now he's just average now. And that's what we kind of thought the Jets needed. And I still think, like, if they run it back next year, they still have a chance to make the playoffs. Don't get me wrong with him. He's still serviceable. And I think that's right. Like, all they needed was an average quarterback. When we were, screaming at the team to get Zach out, we were like, oh, we're a quarterback away. If we had this guy, like an average Joe, we would be a playoff team. And we got the guy. He's being average, but they're not. And I think we didn't realize how much the defense would regress. But here, like, he's still good. He's not bad, but he's not Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? And yeah, he's just been not the same quarterback that we remember him in Green Bay. I still believe they could win with him if they do decide to run it back. They do need to make defensive improvements, and this just shows you that it doesn't matter what type of players you have on the field. You could have a Hall of Fame quarterback that may or may not be washed up, but he's still decent. You could have all these all-pros, these talented players that do all these crazy things. But what it comes down to is the fundamentally disorganized organization that is from the owner and the head coach, just all the way down, GM, anyone. The head coaching, the coaching is, I'm starting to lean, I think coaching is like 60-40 when it comes down to the success of a football team. The head coaching and coaching staff, if you want to put it that way. Like, look at the Steelers. Mike Tomlin's going to be a Hall of Fame head coach, no doubt about it. If you look at the Steelers roster compared to the Jets, you're like, this team is, the Jets roster's 1,000 times better than the Steelers. Yes, the Steelers do have some pretty big names. I like George Pickens, TJ Watson, All-Pro, Hall of Famer. Russell Wilson's been playing very well, kind of similar to the days back in Seattle. They have a decent O-line, 2 pretty good running backs, good defense. Joey Porter's good, Minkah Fitzpatrick. But you're telling me the Jets can't go toe-to-toe with that team on paper? If they traded head coaches, like if they got Tomlin, I think the Jets team is 9-3. They're not 3-9. I think they're 9-3. And Mike Tomlin, that just shows you. I'm leaning like coaching is, I think, 60% of the success you see on the field on Sundays and Thursdays and Mondays, and sometimes Fridays now and Saturdays, every week, and Wednesdays on Christmas. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers, 21-39, 185, 2 touchdowns. It just seems like he's missing some of the easy throws. Breece Hall, 12 attempts, 60 yards. I don't know why he's not getting. How many catches did he have? He had 1 catch, not even 1 target. He's getting 12 touches a game. Breece Hall is a top 5 running back if you get him 20 touches a game. You should be scheming Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, and Devontae Adams a total of like 85% of your touches throughout the game, 90. Like Breece Hall, 12 touches, Garrett Wilson, 5, Devontae Adams, 5. That's 20 times your 3 stars are getting the ball. Yeah, Tyler Conklin's good. Braylon Allen's fine. You got to get Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams and Breece Hall should each be getting the ball at least like once a drive. Let's be honest. Even Breece Hall, run him into the ground. He's a young kid. I don't understand it. Like he's averaging 5 yards a pop, 12 attempts, 60 yards. It looked like he was running hard. Yeah, he had that fumble, but what are you gonna do? He's had a bad fumbling problem. I think he's fumbled like 5 times this year. Not good. Sometimes your guys go through those tough years. You let him get a coach. I'm sure he'll be better in the future. He's Breece Hall. He'll be fine. Devontae had a decent game. Just seems like they're not on page with him sometimes, especially like Devontae Adams. You would think he is the one guy that is mostly on page with him. Garrett Wilson, 5 for 41, 10 targets, 12 targets for Tay, 5 and 66. They're just not completing the ball at a high percentage or not. It just seems very like it's one play at a time. They have no rhythm as a team on offense. Then when you don't have a rhythm on offense, it can't let your defense get in a rhythm on defense. It all goes hand in hand. It's a team sport. But yeah, nothing really. Oh, let me get that Will McDonald stat. He had a decent game. I liked him. He has 10 sacks. He's tied for 4th. 2 forced fumbles. He's having a good year. I'm happy for him. He'll be part of the future. One of the main things I think I didn't realize was Jermaine Johnson not being on this defense, rushing opposite of him, and like Hassan Reddick, him not like Jermaine Johnson. I think we are very much missing him right now, a lot. He was awesome, and his presence will be very much appreciated next year. He's due for a big season. Going to be very happy when he comes back. But yeah, this is going to be a shorter episode. I think usually the Monday episodes will be a little bit shorter. I know the last 2 were very long, but that was like the intro episode, the bye week. There was a lot going on with this team. Oh yeah, sorry about no jet flag. Have one arm. There was no shot of me getting that up there with one arm. Hopefully this will subdue. But yeah, I had one more thing to talk about. I'll pull it up right now. It was I think the Jets posted it. But Olu had 42 pass block snaps, and he had 0 pressures allowed. You have your franchise left tackle. That was supposed to be Mekhi Becton. But that's very good. You have that left tackle in place, which is kind of the nag that I kind of had on Joe Douglas a couple episodes ago when I told him he had that one good draft, but he shanked on tackle with Mekhi Becton. Even though this is his pick, he drafted 2 left tackles in 6 years. So, yeah, Olu, 42 pass block snaps, 0 pressures allowed. That's really good. You want to see from a rookie. I think, honestly, sitting players in general and having them actually learn behind a veteran, especially Tyron Smith, who's going to be a Hall of Famer, and Morgan Moses, him sitting and learning behind those guys and seeing how the game works will make them so much more successful, not only when they first start out, but in the long run too. This guy's going to be hopefully a stud and a huge and crucial piece of the offensive line for years to come. I think you go from him. I think John Simpson's had a pretty good year. Joe Tippmann, AVT, and then Morgan Moses, he's getting up there in age, but whoever is at right tackle for the foreseeable future, this offensive line has the pieces in place, and I think that's a good place to start. But Olu, pretty good game. Happy for him. Really not. There were a few bright spots. What are you gonna do? Another L. We're 3-9. Shouldn't say we. They are 3-9. We're just fans. My brother was actually at the game. He said it was a lot of boos, actually, the first drive when they went 3 and out or whatever it was. But that's what you're going to see. The fans are pissed. What's more to say? We're all the hope in the world in the beginning of the season, and this is where we're at, 3-9. Let's bring up the schedule. So, yeah, they got 5 more games left. Do I want them to win? Sure. Will I be mad if they lose? No. But the Jets play the Dolphins this Sunday. We'll be going through that game either Thursday or Friday. I'll get into more scheduling aspects of the show at the end of the podcast, which will be in a second. But yeah, we 5 more games left. Jets versus Dolphins. Jets versus Jaguars. Jets versus Rams. Jets versus Bills. And Jets play the Dolphins again. These are all... They're gonna win 2 of these, watch. They're not gonna lose all of them. That would be very... We'll clip that. I really don't think they're gonna lose all of them. I actually think they take 1 from the Dolphins, and then they'll beat the Jags. So let's say they finish 5-12. They're either going to finish 5-12, 6-11 maybe. There's really not much else to say. They're horrible. I'm just excited for the offseason, the coaching carousel, the GM, see what's going to happen with this team in the offseason. I'm just more disappointed actually, that everyone and the fans get their hopes up just for them to be shattered and crushed before Thanksgiving every year, sometimes even before Halloween. And we can't even get into middle of December with a little bit of hope. 2022 was the year to end the playoff drought. They were 7-4. You had 6 games left, and you lose all 6 of them. You had winnable games against the Jaguars. You had probably divisional games that you should be able to win. Winnable games against Buffalo. They needed to win 2 out of 6 to be in the hunt. Maybe they need a little help. But yeah, the defense was peak. You had your rookie and Sauce and Jermaine and Garrett and Brees. And it just sucks that now we're here thinking that we were a lock to make the playoffs. But nothing is free. Nothing is a lock. And it's just pure misery. Time is a flat circle. So, yeah. As for scheduling, these will be a little bit quicker. I believe these podcasts on Monday. Yeah. No episode yesterday. It was just coming back from Thanksgiving. Pretty hectic. Sorry for no episode Friday. A lot going on, especially with this shoulder. And yeah, so I think it might be Tuesday and Friday episodes are coming out, or Monday or Tuesday, and then Thursday or Friday. So I'll be tweeting. Just keep following my Twitter for updates, for just random sports knowledge, mostly Jets, but crazy stuff going on in the sports world. I'll react to funny stuff, anything like that. And yeah, expect another episode maybe Friday, most likely, and then that'll be a game preview for the Dolphins. What's going on with Rodgers? I know Ulbrich said some stuff about that. Nothing really there. Just Ulbrich saying that Rodgers is the starter. I don't think they're going to bench him or put him on IR. That's why I didn't really talk about it today. And, yeah, so that's going to wrap this episode up. Sorry if this was a little unorganized, but I did my best with this one arm I got. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and I'll see you either Thursday or Friday. Thank you for watching.